My boyfriend tossed my birthday present aside and said, "This looks cheap. Did you get it from a discount bin?" I said, "Fair enough." I quietly took it back to the jeweler. When he came home and found the appraisal note on the table, he didn't even sit down before his hands started shaking. I'm 33, and up until last week, I thought my boyfriend and I had a decent relationship. We'd been together for 2 years, living together for 8 months. We met through a mutual friend, dated casually at first, then it got serious. He worked in fashion retail management. Always cared about appearances, brands, status. I knew that going in. I thought it was just surface level stuff. Turns out it went deeper than I realized. My birthday was last Tuesday. I'm not big on celebrations, but he'd been hinting for weeks that he wanted to do something special. Dinner at this upscale restaurant he'd been eyeing, the whole thing. I agreed because it made him happy. What I didn't expect was that he'd use my birthday as an opportunity to show me exactly how little he thought of my judgment. We got to the restaurant around 7 p.m. Nice place, expensive menu, the kind of spot where you need reservations weeks in advance. He'd handled all of it. Wore this designer suit he'd bought specifically for the occasion, made sure to mention the brand 3 times before we left the apartment. I wore a dress, nothing fancy, but clean and appropriate. Dinner was fine. Good food, decent conversation, but I could tell he was waiting for something. He kept checking his phone, looking at the door, glancing at his watch. Around 8:30, dessert arrived with a candle in it. The waiter brought out a small wrapped box and set it next to my plate. "Happy birthday," he said, smiling in that way he does when he's performing for an audience. I opened it. Inside was a watch. Nice-looking leather band, clean face. Not something I'd pick for myself, but thoughtful enough. "Thank you, this is great. It's from that boutique downtown, the one I showed you last month." I remember. "Do you like it?" "Yeah, I do. Really thoughtful." He seemed satisfied with that. We finished dessert, paid the bill, split it like we always do, and headed home. In the car, he brought up his own birthday. It was coming up in 3 weeks. I've been thinking about what I want. "Yeah?" "There's this necklace I saw. White gold, small diamond pendant, really elegant. I sent you the link last week." I remembered. I'd looked at it. The price tag was steep, but manageable if I saved up a bit. "I saw it. It's nice. I'll think about it." "You'll think about it? My birthday's in 3 weeks." "I know, I'm just figuring out the budget." He went quiet, not a comfortable quiet, the kind where you know something's brewing. We got home around 10 p.m. I went to the bedroom to change. When I came back out, he was sitting on the couch with a small box in his hands. The box I'd hidden in the closet last week. "What's this?" My stomach dropped. That's for your birthday." "I found it when I was looking for my scarf. Why is it in the closet?" "Because it's a surprise for your birthday in 3 weeks." He opened it anyway, pulled out the necklace inside, the one I'd spent the last 2 months saving for. White gold, small diamond pendant, exactly what he'd sent me the link for. I'd ordered it 6 weeks ago, had it customized, the whole thing. He looked at it, turned it over in his hands, then set it on the coffee table like it was a piece of junk mail. "This looks cheap. Did you get it from a discount bin?" I stared at him. "What? I mean, it's nice that you tried, but this isn't the one I showed you. This looks like a knockoff." "It's not a knockoff. It's from the same jeweler you sent me. I had it custom made." "Custom made?" He laughed. Not a kind laugh. "This is not custom. Look at the chain. It's thin, and the diamond is tiny. This is not what I asked for." "It's exactly what you asked for. I spent 2 months saving for this." "Well, you should have saved longer or gotten something different. This is embarrassing." "Embarrassing?" "Yes. If I wore this, people would think you got it at a mall kiosk." I felt something shift in my chest. Not anger exactly, more like clarity, like I was seeing something I'd been ignoring for a long time. "Fair enough," I said. He looked surprised. "Fair enough? That's it?" "Yeah, if you don't like it, I'll return it." I didn't say return it, I just said it's not what I wanted. "But you called it cheap and embarrassing, so I'll return it. No big deal." "You're being dramatic." "I'm being practical. You don't like it, I'll get my money back." He stood up. "Fine, do whatever you want. I'm going to bed." He left the necklace on the table and went to the bedroom. I heard the door close, not slam, just close with this finality that said the conversation was over. I picked up the necklace, looked at it under the lamp. It wasn't cheap. It wasn't a knockoff. It was exactly what he'd asked for from the exact jeweler he'd specified. I had the receipt in my email, the certification papers in my desk drawer. Every detail matched. But he'd called it cheap, embarrassing, like I'd tried to trick him with something fake. I sat there for about 20 minutes just thinking. Then I put the necklace back in the box, put the box in my bag, and went to sleep on the couch. Update 1. Wednesday morning, he was up early, showered, dressed, out the door by 7 a.m. without saying a word to me. I got up around 8, made coffee, checked my email. The jeweler's store didn't open until 10, so I had time. I pulled up the original receipt. Purchase price, $3,200. Not cheap by any standard. The necklace was 14-karat white gold, 0.02, 5-carat diamond, certified conflict-free. The chain was delicate, but not thin. It was the exact specification he'd shown me. I'd even paid extra for the custom length because he'd mentioned once that most necklaces sat wrong on his neck. At 10 a.m., I drove to the jeweler, brought the necklace, the box, the receipt, everything. The woman at the counter recognized me immediately. "Oh, you're back. Did he love it?" "Actually, I need to return it." Her face fell. "Oh no. Was there a problem with the piece?" "No, it just wasn't what he wanted, but we made it exactly to the specifications he emailed you." I paused. "He emailed you?" "Yes, about 2 months ago. He sent very detailed instructions about the chain thickness, the diamond size, the clasp type. We have it all on file." "Can I see that?" She pulled it up on her computer and turned the monitor toward me. There it was. An email from my boyfriend, sent 8 weeks ago, with explicit instructions for every detail of the necklace, the exact necklace I was returning. "Is something wrong?" the woman asked. "No, I need to return this." She processed the return. Store credit only, since it was custom. $3,200 in credit. She printed out a receipt and an appraisal document that showed the original specifications and value. "I'm sorry it didn't work out," she said as I left. "Me too." I drove home. My boyfriend wouldn't be back until evening. He had a shift until 6 p.m. I had the whole day to think. I put the appraisal document on the kitchen table, right in the center where he'd see it immediately when he walked in. Then I went to the bedroom and started packing a bag. Not everything, just enough for a week or so. Clothes, toiletries, laptop. I called my friend who lived across town. "Can I crash for a few days?" "Everything okay?" "Not really. I'll explain later." "Doors open, come whenever." I finished packing, looked around the apartment. We'd moved in together 8 months ago. Split the rent 50-50. Split utilities, groceries, everything. I'd been fair, consistent, present, and he'd called a $3,200 custom necklace cheap and embarrassing. I left around 4 p.m., took my bag, my laptop, my charger, left my key on the counter next to the appraisal document, wrote a note on the back of an envelope. "This is the appraisal for the cheap necklace you rejected. The jeweler confirmed you sent detailed specifications for this exact piece 2 months ago. I returned it for store credit. You're welcome to use it for something that meets your standards. I'm staying with a friend for a while. We'll talk when I'm ready." I left, drove to my friend's place. He took one look at my face and handed me a beer without asking questions. Update 2. My phone started ringing around 6:30 p.m. Him. I didn't answer. It rang 4 more times over the next hour. Then the text started. "Where are you? Why is there an appraisal on the table? Call me back. This is ridiculous. We need to talk. I saw your note. You're being childish." I turned off my phone. My friend sat down next to me on the couch. "You going to tell me what happened?" I told him everything. The necklace, his reaction, the jeweler's revelation that he'd specified every detail himself. He whistled. "So he set you up to fail." "Looks like it." "Why would he do that?" "I don't know. Maybe he wanted a reason to be disappointed. Maybe he wanted me to feel inadequate." "That's messed up." "Yeah." We ordered pizza and watched a game. I tried not to think about it. Failed completely. Around 10 p.m., I turned my phone back on. 23 missed calls, 37 text messages, 3 voicemails. I listened to the first voicemail. "Okay, I saw the appraisal. I didn't realize it was that expensive. We should talk about this. Call me." Second voicemail. "I'm sorry, okay? I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. The necklace is actually really nice. I was just surprised. Please come home." Third voicemail. "Where are you? It's been hours. This is really unfair. You can't just leave without talking to me." I deleted all 3 without responding. Checked the texts. Most were variations of the voicemails, but one stood out. "My friends are asking why you're acting like this. What am I supposed to tell them?" That one pissed me off. Not the question itself. The fact that his first concern was how it looked to his friends. Not how I felt. Not what he'd done. Just managing his image. I texted back one line. "Tell them the truth." He responded immediately. "What truth? That you're overreacting?" Me. That you rejected a $3,200 custom necklace you personally specified, called it cheap and embarrassing, and are now upset that I took you at your word. He didn't respond after that. Update 3. Thursday morning, I woke up on my friend's couch with a stiff neck and a clearer head. I'd made a decision during the night. I wasn't going back to the apartment. Not to stay, anyway. Just to get my stuff. I texted him around 9 a.m. I'm coming by at 2 p.m. to get my things. Please don't be there. He called immediately. I didn't answer. He texted, we need to talk face to face. Me, not ready for that. Him, this is stupid. You're throwing away 2 years over one comment. Me, it's not one comment. It's a pattern. This just made it clear. Him, what pattern? I didn't respond. Let him sit with that question. At 2 p.m., I went to the apartment. His car was there. I'd asked him not to be. Of course, he didn't listen. I let myself in with my key. He was sitting on the couch, the appraisal document in his hands. We need to talk, he said. I'm just here for my stuff. Please, just give me 5 minutes. I set my bag down. 5 minutes. I'm sorry. I didn't realize how much that necklace cost. I thought you'd gone to some cheap place and gotten a knockoff. I didn't know you'd actually ordered from the jeweler I showed you. You sent them specifications yourself. The jeweler showed me the email. His face flushed. Okay, yes, I did. But that was months ago. I forgot what I'd asked for. Forgot? You gave them detailed instructions. Chain thickness, diamond size, clasp type, everything. I was just browsing. I didn't think you'd actually get that one. You sent me the link. You told me that's what you wanted. What was I supposed to get? Something nicer. Nicer than a $3,200 custom piece? I didn't know it was $3,200. Because you never asked. You just assumed I'd gone cheap because that fit your narrative. What narrative? The one where I'm never good enough. Where nothing I do meets your standards. Where you get to be disappointed in me and I'm supposed to just accept it. He started crying. That's not fair. Isn't it? You called my gift cheap and embarrassing on my birthday without even looking at it closely, without considering that maybe, just maybe, I'd put thought and effort into it. I said I'm sorry. You said you didn't realize it was expensive. That's not the same as being sorry. That's just damage control. What do you want me to say? Nothing. I want you to sit with the fact that you hurt me, rejected something I worked hard for, and only felt bad when you found out it cost money. That tells me everything I need to know about what you actually value. I grabbed my bag and started packing. He followed me to the bedroom. So that's it? You're just leaving? Yeah. Over a necklace? Over the fact that you care more about price tags than you do about me. That's not true. I stopped packing and turned to face him. When you gave me that watch for my birthday, did you look up how much it cost? He hesitated. I don't remember. Yes, you do. Did you? Maybe. I don't know. You did. I can see it in your face. And when you gave it to me, you made sure to mention the boutique 3 times because the brand mattered more than the gesture. That's who you are, and I'm done pretending I'm okay with it. I finished packing 2 bags worth of clothes and personal items. Everything else could wait. At the door, he grabbed my arm. Please don't do this. I love you. You love the idea of me, the version that fits into your aesthetic. But the real me, the woman who saves up for months and still isn't good enough, you don't love her. You tolerate her. I left. Heard him crying as I closed the door. Felt bad for about 30 seconds. Then I remembered his face when he tossed that necklace aside and felt nothing. Final update. It's been 6 weeks. I'm still at my friend's place, looking for my own apartment. He's texted a few times. Apologetic at first, then angry, then apologetic again. I haven't responded. His friends reached out, told me I was being too harsh, that he made a mistake and I should forgive him. I told them to mind their business. My friend, the one whose couch I'm crashing on, asked me last week if I regret it. Regret what? Walking away over a necklace. It wasn't about the necklace. I know, but do you regret it? I thought about it. No, I regret not seeing it sooner. The necklace just made it obvious. What are you going to do with the store credit? Haven't decided. Maybe I'll get something for my mom. She actually appreciates thoughtful gifts. He laughed. You're better off, Samantha. Yeah, I said. I think I am. I haven't heard from him in 2 weeks. Saw on social media that he's dating someone new. Some woman with a luxury car and designer everything. Good for him. Hope she's enough. I found an apartment last week. 1 bedroom, affordable, close to work. Move in next month. Starting over at 33 isn't ideal, but it beats staying with someone who measures your worth by price tags. The jeweler called me yesterday, asked if I'd decided what to do with the store credit. Not yet, still thinking. Well, it doesn't expire. Take your time. Thanks, I will. I probably won't use it. The whole thing leaves a bad taste. But it's nice to know it's there. A reminder that I did something right, even if he couldn't see it. And maybe that's the real lesson. Not everyone will appreciate what you bring to the table, and that's okay. Better to find someone who does than to waste time trying to prove yourself to someone who's already decided you're not enough. I'm not bitter, just clearer, and that's worth more than any necklace.